Mexico. The great state of New Mexico has joined a growing list of states to take more serious precautions, instructing the people there to stay at home to help reduce the ongoing spread of this coronavirus. With us for more is Governor Lujan Grisham, Democrat of New Mexico. Governor, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I realize you have other concerns to worry about. Tell us first off where your state's numbers are at last count, and I note the stay-home directive is dated till April 10th. I presume you reserve the right to extend it if you're still in the teeth of this thing, correct?
Absolutely, and unfortunately, because we're following CDC data and looking at the World Health Organization data and our own data points, we're beginning that 2-week area where you really have to slow the spread of this virus. So the likelihood that we have to extend remains high. We have 83 confirmed cases, 18 new cases reported today. That's our single highest day, and we're a state that's been doing better, I think, in terms of per capita representation of testing. So we're about 6,250 tests, but it's not enough to stay proactive and provide the kind of instructions to your population and businesses that can really impact bending the curve. And so we'd like to be doing more.
If two people walked into an ER tonight in Albuquerque, one of them was me and another person was a poor person from Albuquerque, we were both presenting with symptoms, would we both be able to get tested? Would one of us? Would neither of us?
All testing in New Mexico is free. All costs associated with COVID-19 treatment is covered. And in fact, we've taken another step, which is anyone, say, for example, our child care workers, right, our frontline workers, we're making sure that many of them are uninsured, and we're making sure that they're part of our high-risk pool so that we're paying their premiums and they're completely insured, including their whole families, just dealing with risk factors. So we've been very aggressive in our state about making sure no surprise billing and no shifts, equal access to testing.
I don't want you to blow your source, but there are millions of Americans tonight who would love to have access to a test, free or not. How is it that New Mexico, and throw any modesty aside, is so well equipped to test its residents?
Well, one thing I want to say is that 2 million people really doing effective surveillance, recognizing now that we are struggling and grappling with individuals who are asymptomatic and really trying to get our hands around, right, the contact, making sure that we're doing everything we can to minimize community spread. We should be doing a lot more. The position that New Mexico's in that's a bit different is that we are a state that's got 2 of the 5 national laboratories. We have incredible research centers. And so we're equipped with the kind of instrumentation that allows us to do rapid testing and to do 500 to 1,000 tests per machine at a time. We're a state that could get to, in short order, 6,000 tests run per day. Here's the challenge. Getting the materials and getting the FDA approval fast enough on each of those instruments. They've made it incredibly complicated to access the swabbing at the front end and the reagents at the back end. It's all tied to which company makes which instrument. And frankly, it's become a full-time job sort of working either around or directly through the federal government to make sure that that supply chain stays so that we can be more proactive, so that we don't become an epicenter. The more states that are able not to become the epicenter, then the more likely you have a national response that saves many more lives than the current way we're doing it, which is chasing where the largest number of cases and spreads is by itself. We have to help those states, but you better slow the spread in the rest of the country, or the whole country's going to look like that.
So here's what we've learned. In addition to being a staggeringly beautiful place to live in or visit, New Mexico seems to be about as well squared away for what's coming as any other state in our union. To the governor, Governor Lujan Grisham, thank you very much again, amid all you have to care about tonight, for spending a few minutes with us. Coming up for us, the new coronavirus guidance.